me about your family.
I was born in Greenville, Michigan in 1934 in my grandmother's house. I was born in the front bedroom. But I do remember that my dad had a job, and we were very fortunate because there weren't too many jobs around. But I was the big brother, and I basically raised my brothers and sisters because I was the responsible one in the family. So,
what kind of business did you own?
I owned a financial planning business, insurance, investments. I was one of the early financial planners in this country. People never even heard about it. And I've written one book called The Spiritual Style of Management that was named the best book for business by the North American Booksellers Exchange. I have to confess to you, Raymond, that I don't always follow through. I've got 3 unfinished books sitting on my shelf right now, and I really need to get them going. I need a good publisher who will kick me in the butt and make me work at it a little bit harder. So,
why did you decide to work in politics?
You know, there's an old saying that if good people aren't involved in government, then you're going to get what you get, which is what I think we get. I ran campaigns for mayor, for Congress, for governor, and for president.
Which president did you work for?
I worked for 4 presidents. My first appointment was President Eisenhower, then President Kennedy, then President Johnson, and President Nixon.
Tell me your story of your visit with President Johnson.
President Johnson invited me to come for the signing of the Older Americans Act. I went, and I'm standing there waiting for my turn to get the pen, which he signed a little bit of his name. And in back of me were just all kinds of photographers, So I walked up to him and he handed me a pen. Now, President Johnson was 6'4", I'm about 5'10" at that time. And so he just towered over me. Well, I had my back to all the photographers. And he said to me, he grabbed me by the shoulder, he says, "Turn around here, Bo, and let them get a good picture of you." He turned around and he handed me the pen again. And I'll never forget that. I still got that pen hanging up in my wall.
What do you do to stay active now?
Well, the first thing I do every day is take the dog out for a walk. And she's 15 now, so we used to walk 2.5 miles, and then it was 1.5 miles. And now I'm lucky if I can get her to walk a 0.5 mile because she just stops and she says, "That's enough." Lately, in the last 20 years since we moved out to Lake Talavera, I've been very active in our homeowners association. I've been on the board a number of times, as vice president a couple of times. I've started a lot of programs out there. I'm very active in our church, always have been. Our priest, I'd much rather have our priest take care of the spiritual needs of the parish, and I'll take care of the financial needs. And I've done that for a long time. But I'm also a Eucharistic minister, which means I give the body and blood of Christ to people in our church. I've been a lector. I've been coordinator of ministries. I've done just about everything you can do in the Catholic Church.
What did you study in college?
When I got a scholarship to go to school, which I never expected, or I'd still be selling shoes in Greenville, Michigan, I think. My chemistry professor gave me an all-expenses-paid scholarship to any school of my choice. And so I decided to study psychology. I was going to be a policeman at first, and then I got a master's degree in public administration, and then I ended up getting a PhD here at Florida State.
Tell me about your career at FSU.
And so they asked me if I'd be interested in teaching this program called the Certified Public Manager Program. And so I started doing it. I did it for 36 years, After we went to Zoom classes and stuff, I didn't really care much for that. I decided at age 87, maybe it was time I retired. So I did.